Hello everyone. So in this particular video we are going to understand about new AWS service, that is a AWS IAM. What is the full form of IAM? Identity and Access Management. By the name itself you can understand access management means IAM is related to the access control and the management. Now let's understand what is a AWS IAM. AWS IAM is a service that helps you control who can access what in AWS. So suppose this is your AWS account, right? Now in this AWS account, who can access what are the services and what are the things, right? Who can control? IAM will help you to control. IAM decide who can do what on which AWS service. I hope you got the idea what is a IAM. With the help of the IAM, we can control all the those kind of the access management and access control. This will help you in AWS services who can do what on which AWS services. So this is a simple definition of AWS IAM. Now let's understand why AWS IAM is needed. Problem before IAM. Without IAM, what is the big problem? Everyone uses root account. So whenever we create a AWS account, right, we generally use a root account. Root account. In this root account, you will have access for all these AWS services. You will have full access to everything. One mistake, whole AWS account can damage. So this is the biggest problem. So if you use a root account, right, you will have access to everything, and one mistake, whole AWS account can be damaged. So this will also incur a security risk. So that is the problem. What AWS IAM is solving? IAM help you to create a users, give limited permission, protect AWS account, follow security best practices. So without IAM, what will happen? You will have a root account. In this root account, you will have access to everything, and if you will have access to everything, right, you can create, you can delete, you can do anything. And if you are giving access to anyone, right, by mistakenly, if they are deleting anything, whatever the important data or everything, right, the whole AWS account can be damaged, and also the security risk also can occur. So what AWS IAM is happening, with the help of the AWS IAM, you can control all your access control. Means suppose you want, this is the user, for this user you want to give only access for this S3, so they can only read the S3, or they can only see the S3 data. So that kind of the control you can do. Because for this user you don't want them to use a glue services or other services whatever we have, right? So that all those kind of the control we can do with the help of the IAM. I hope you got the idea. Now let's try to understand about the core components of AWS IAM. So in AWS IAM, we have a four component. One is the IAM user, second is the IAM group, third is the IAM policy, and fourth is the IAM role. So let's try to understand one by one. What is the IAM user? It will represent a person or user. Suppose your company is using a AWS account. Now you have joined as a developer, right? You have joined as a developer. Now what is the first thing is required for you? For first thing is like you require a access for this AWS, means you should be able to log into the AWS account, right? So for that, admin will provide you one user name or login ID or the login details, right? With the help of that, what you will do, you will be able to log into the AWS account. So what generally we do for in IAM, first we create a user. In IAM we create a user, and whatever the access is required for this user, right? Suppose S3 access is required, suppose any other services access is required, right? We try to give it to the user level. So in IAM you can create a user, and for that user whatever the access is required you can give to them. So that is a IAM user. And the second is the IAM group. Now generally in a company you will see, right, you will be having a multiple user or multiple developer. Suppose this is a developer 1, suppose this is a developer 2, this is the developer 3. You understand it like three data engineers are there. Now for these three data engineer, right, the same kind of the access is required, like they want to access S3, they want to access a glue, they want to use a lambda and all, right? So what actually you can do, you can create one group. We can create one group. In this particular group, all the developer you can add, all the developer you can add, so that whatever the access you will assign for this group, right, this all the user will have the same access. You will create a group, you will add the user. In the group level you can assign a whatever the access is required, so that suppose in next day one more developer got added, right? So if you'll just add in this group, right, the automatically whatever the access is required for this developer for it will automatically assign. Instead of creating a one by one user and assigning the access, what actually you can do, you can create a group, you can assign whatever access is required, and in this particular group you can add the user. So it is a collection of user permission assigned to a group. So this is a IAM group. Now next is the IAM policy. It's very simple. IAM policy is a permission document. So it's like a one policy document where actually you will mention all those things like what kind of the action is allowed, on which particular service action is allowed, on which particular resources action is allowed. So it is written in a JSON format. If you can see this example, right? What actually here we are saying, allow means we are allowing action in a S3 get object. In a S3 we want to allow the permission what is the resources in this particular bucket. It means, so this kind of the one policy document we create, and there we mention like we are allowing the permission for the S3 for this particular bucket. In the simple one, allow reading files means we are writing allow, right? What we are saying, get object means reading the files from this particular S3 bucket, from the S3 bucket. So this kind of the policy document we can create with the help of the IAM policy. For the example, rule is like you can read the file but you can't delete them. So this is the one rule you want to define, right? So here only you can create a policy and here you can mention that. So key part of policy, effects. So you can see here effect is mentioned, right? So in a policy you can mention whether allow or deny action. The second one is like what you can do. So S3 get object, right, means we can read the S3 files. Resource on which AWS service. So on this particular AWS service, right, S3 my bucket, we are allowing the permission. So these resources you have to mention, what kind of the action you can do, and you have to mention whether you are allowing or the denying. So this kind of thing you will mention in a IAM policy. Now let's try to understand about the IAM role. What is IAM role? IAM role is a temporary permission identity, or you can say temporary access, that AWS service used to access other AWS service securely. IAM role itself has no password. Or for taking example, suppose I am a data engineer, I want to create a one ETL pipeline. So I will use a AWS Glue. Now what this ETL pipeline will do, this will, what in S3 bucket we have a CSV file, right? I want to read this and I want to dump into the another S3 bucket as a Parquet format. This is my requirement. Now if I had to create this pipeline, what I will use, I will use a AWS Glue. Now in AWS Glue, right, first we had to read the data from S3. So for that, what actually is required, we require a access. Once you will have access, then only we will be able to read the data from S3, right? And we will be able to dump into the another S3 bucket. Now this access is required. So one AWS service which is interacting with another AWS service, and for that access is required. So what actually we do, we create a IAM role. With the help of the IAM role, we provide a temporary access. So there's one services, whatever the AWS services, right, which can interact with another AWS services. So role is kind of the one temporary access. With the help of that, services can interact each other securely. So in a role, right, whenever we create a role, it will not have a username or password, that you have to remember. In a role it will not have a password. Suppose you are not using a role, right? In this case, what will happen, you will use a AWS access key inside the code. In this case, the security risk will happen and keys can be stolen, right? The security risk will be happen if you are not using a IAM role, right? In this case, what will happen, you will use a AWS access key inside the code. In this case, the security risk will be higher. When you will create a IAM role, right, here there will not be any username or password. Role is like a one temporary permission that AWS service used to access other AWS service securely. So this glue has to interact with the S3, right? So we'll create one IAM role. Here we'll provide the required permission to this role. We'll attach the policy in this particular role so that glue can interact with the S3. I hope you got the idea about the user group policy and the role. In next video we'll do a practical and we'll try to understand more about this.